The story focuses on the soul of the machine. It explores the transition from horse-drawn carriages to the brass era of motoring. The narrative frames the restoration not just as a mechanical fix, but as an act of historical preservation, rescuing a piece of human ingenuity that defined the birth of the modern world. There is a specific kind of silence that surrounds an object forgotten by time. It is the silence of rust, of decaying wood, and of a story that has lost its voice. But for those who understand the language of machinery, a car like this isn't just scrap metal. It is a mechanical ghost waiting to be brought back to life. This vehicle belongs to the brass era, a brief but magical window in history between the late 1890s and the First World War. It was a time when the world was moving away from the hoofbeat of the horse and toward the steady rhythm of the internal combustion engine. These early automobiles weren't just tools, they were the ultimate symbols of progress. When cars like this were first invented, they were often called horseless carriages, and for good reason. You can see it in the high-profile seating and those iconic wooden artillery wheels. They were designed to navigate the muddy, rutted paths that preceded our modern paved highways. To own one was to be a pioneer of a new frontier, but time is rarely kind to pioneers. Decades of neglect can turn a masterpiece of engineering into a skeletal remains. Restoring an item of this vintage isn't about simple repairs, it's about forensic artistry. It requires peeling back layers of oxidation to find the strength hidden in the steel and the original intent of the maker. Look at the craftsmanship involved in the reconstruction. In an era of plastic and planned obsolescence, we often forget that machines like this were built to be serviced, maintained, and cherished for a lifetime. Every weld and every hand-sanded curve of the bodywork is a tribute to an age where good enough was never an option. The choice of materials here, the deep, lustrous maroon paint and the hand-tufted leather, speaks to a specific philosophy. Early motorists didn't just want to get from point A to point B, they wanted to do so with a sense of occasion. The brass accents, polished to a mirror finish, weren't just for show. They reflected the optimism of the early 20th century. Engineering back then was honest. There were no computers to hide the faults, only the raw marriage of fuel, air, and spark. Rebuilding a four-cylinder engine from this period is like solving a century-old puzzle. When that engine finally turns over, it isn't just noise you're hearing. It's the heartbeat of the Industrial Revolution. If you were lucky enough to find a relic like this tucked away in a barn, what would you do? Some would leave it as a survivor, letting the patina tell the story of its age. But there is something undeniably noble about a full restoration. It ensures that the next generation doesn't just see a photo of the past, but experiences the vibration and the smell of it. As this machine rolls out of the workshop, it is no longer a ghost. It is a bridge between who we were and who we are today. It reminds us that while technology changes, our drive to create something beautiful and enduring never does. If this was sitting in your garage, would you keep it as a museum piece, or would you take it out on the open road where it belongs? Let us know in the comments. Is it better to preserve the rust or restore the glory?